I find that I have resistance to doing the things that
aren't fun.
aren't.
That's what we were just explaining to you.
I know.
And feeling bad about it. I should be willing to do things that aren't fun in order to satisfy my intention to have fun. Feel how backwards.
It makes no sense.
But hear that. It doesn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense, but now it does. Esther said to Jerry the other day, because she had a bunch of stuff she had to do. Finish her taxes, blah, blah, blah. There were things she really needed to do. People were waiting for her on things. Book deadline. That's the reason that the word is deadline. And so forth. And so she sat to write with Jerry because he's smart and always around and gives her some insight. And she said, I don't have any ready to start, which is what split energy is. I need to prime the pump. And his answer was so simple. Just pick one thing that sounds fun to do and do it. And watch what happens. And that's all it took. She was off and running. Just find one thing. Instead of pointing your canoe upstream and paddling really hard, just let go of the oars, let the natural current turn it. It will take you to all the things that you were born to do. Ease and flow. So why would you not do that? Why would you not follow the path of least resistance? We want to hear your answer.
Well, oftentimes my path is a childlike path. It's fun and it's play.
Yeah, but why would you not? If you can hear our question and answer it, because we think you're in a position to answer it for the entire world. Why would you not, for any reason, just take the path of least resistance? Somebody told you it was lazy, and somebody told you that you have to suffer a little because you've got some active marbles that your inner being doesn't have activated. So let's use different words because they're the same thing. The path of least resistance and the path of most allowance are the same thing. And what is it that you're allowing? Alignment, clarity, resonance with your vortex, everything that you've asked for, even things you put into your vortex before you came into this physical body. Path of most allowance. And how do you know that you're choosing a path of more allowance? Because it feels a little better. That's a really good game to play. What feels better, this or this, this or this? Give yourself multiple choices until you find what feels best. You are childlike, and we mean that as a compliment. Your life does work really well for you on lots and lots of things, but you are holding yourself hostage to so much that could be coming in because you've got other people in your head, which leads us to the most important thing that you will ever hear from us or anyone. You want to calibrate to your inner being, not to other humans. That's what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is calibrating to the energy, to the vibration. Conditional love is trying to please that one and that one and that one and that one and that one. And be different if they even were aware of who you are and what you want, and if they were even clear enough about knowing it. But they're not. They have self-interests. When someone says to you, you need to do something, you can be pretty sure they think it would be to their advantage if you did it. You really should be doing da-da-da-da-da-da.
I find that so much. Like, that happens to me all the time because me being me, I'm light and I'm playful and
you're far too happy for most people.
I know.
No, you should be suffering more. You should be suffering more because you're a freak.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah, you should be suffering more, and it's not fair for you to feel like that and live the fantastic life that you live. That's not fair. That's what they're feeling. That's not fair. I'm struggling, you're not, you're getting it, I'm not. You just teach through the clarity of your example. When the timing is right, you just let them know that I knew that would work out for me. I knew that would work out for me. Things always work out for me. Things always work out for me. That's really a mantra. Things always work out for me. And sometimes not all at once, and sometimes incrementally, but things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. And then you can say, you too, you just get in the way more than I do because you believe in suffering and I don't. You believe in hardship and I don't. You believe in the devil and I believe in only goodness and love.
You know what's funny? I danced with the devil last night because I went to a costume party and introduced the devil, but it's just funny.
Law of attraction's quite an interesting thing, isn't it? That's how it works. There are no details too small.
So I'm doing it right. Just
You are doing it exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll put it to you this way.
right for me.
You don't have to be having fun 100% of the time, but if it's what you want the most, if you want satisfaction and good feeling and fun and love, and that's the majority of what you're living, you are doing it so right. Just don't feel guilty about feeling so good. That's the one little piece that's sort of stuck in your vibrational craw, because
sometimes I want to hide because I feel watched or,
but here's the thing. If you have split energy, if you know you're doing it right and it's mostly going good, but you feel a little guilty, then that mixed bag of marbles will bring you to other people who feel that way about you. Your life is too good and you should feel guilty. But once you've convinced yourself, you said, so I'm doing it right. This is how it works. And when you know that and you show that to yourself over and over again, and you teach it to others through the clarity of your example, because you are a teacher and you see it begin happening for them, then those that don't understand it don't bother you. You don't spend any time trying to convince somebody that's not ready to hear it. And you know why that's a really good thing for a teacher to decide? Their own inner being isn't trying to get them to hear it. Their own inner being is not walking over there to the negative zone and being real with them, getting down with them, being understood with them. Their inner being staying over here and feeling good. That's why they feel so bad. They feel so bad because their inner being feels so good. You want to treat everybody like your inner being treats you. Your inner being won't join you and try to cheer you up.
True. And I find myself staying longer than I should, or listening to something where it's like it doesn't serve. But
out of responsibility, out of a feeling of responsibility. Or because people are demanding, and sometimes if somebody's demanding, it's just the path of least resistance to give in to them. But just know what you're doing. I'm giving in to you because I don't want to see your fit. But I know that you're not getting what you want right now. I'm not turning my power over to you. I just don't want to battle with you. Don't pick fights with anybody. When you try to convince somebody that's not in the vibrational vicinity of understanding, that's torture. We were talking about win-win earlier. That's lose-lose. Because you've got to give up your connection in order to be there with them, and nothing good ever comes out of that, ever.
Okay. Because also with that, I can go on and live my life and ignore these people. And that's what I feel like it is. Like I'm just...
Here's the deal. We'll finish with this. Here's the thing. If they really aren't important to you, you could just ignore them and really turn the other cheek and meditate and live happily ever after. But some of them are in your vortex and you really care about them and you can't ignore them. One mother said to us, Abraham, if I do what you encourage me to do, my son will feel forsaken. He will feel like I've given up on him. And we say, but here's the thing that you have to understand. You haven't given up on him. You are just all over the vortex version of him. You know how brilliant he is and how worthy he is. You're not thinking about him. You're just not thinking about that part of him. You're thinking about this part of him. That's not giving up on him. That's beaming his inner being into the human form, intangible form, where he has a better chance of getting hold of it. When you don't do the thing that was the easiest to do and be mad at the neighbor who's acting dookie and doing negative things, when you don't give into that because you've practiced something else, you put fresh air in the vicinity that gives that neighbor a better chance to line up. Well, maybe a neighbor is not important enough to do the work, but your dearest friends are, and your lovers are, and your children are, and your parents are. You know, just love them because you're a lover, not because they're lovable. That's what unconditional love is. I love you because I choose to love and I want you in my life. So I look for easy existing matches that I can love. I don't lie to myself. I don't love the way you treated me, but I love this about you, and 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 I love this about you. And before you know it, you've got so much that's active in you that you love about them. They're in your life, but they're different in your life because you attracted a different bunch of marbles from them. We've been talking like it's this world out there, and there's that one that you want to attract and that one you want to attract, but every person has within them wanted and unwanted. Every conversation, every particle of the universe has wanted and unwanted in it. You just want to practice yourself into being a vibrational match to the wanted parts, and the law of attraction will deliver that to you, and people will look at you and say, what is going on with you? And when they ask and really want to know, tell them. When they ask because they're jealous, say, when you're in heaven, you'll know.
Yeah.
We think this is a really good time for a segment of refreshment.